I'm not going to mince words here. I'm going to tell you why every American, every middle class American should be praying that the United States defaults on its debt. So I know that the Republicans and the Democrats are trying to scare everybody, but let me tell you, a default is good for you. Number one, you want to buy a house? Let a default happen. House prices will drop like a rock. That will be the best thing. You can then buy a house. Also, for people like me who already own a house, our property taxes will go down. I want the value of houses to drop so my property taxes go down. People are sitting there going, well, you're going to lose money in your 401k. I'm going to explain something to you. Are you saving money in a 401k? Do you plan to retire someday? You're a fool. You may put money in a 401k, but the way they're going to steal it is they're going to steal it from, as you get older, raising your property taxes, raising your medical insurance, raising the cost of your medication. You think you're going to retire. You're never going to retire. They're going to steal your money. So who gives a shit? Let the Wall Street bankers suffer, because that's the ones who will suffer if America defaults on its debt. When the stock market crashes, all of those bankers and businesses that have been squeezing us through greed inflation since the pandemic, raising prices, they're the ones buying back their stock and still laying off people. They're the ones that are going to be suffering. Let it crash. Let it crash. Let America default. That way we can cut spending. People are worried about, they're not going to pay for the military. The military is going to be fine. They're going to take care of them. They're still going to feed them. They're still going to house them. They're going to be fine. They may not get a paycheck for a couple of days, but they're going to be fine. And all the seniors, see, this is the thing that the seniors, you're saying they're worried, oh, well, they're going to cut my Social Security. Okay, if the Democrats concede to the Republicans, they're going to cut your Social Security regardless. So you're going to be on begging for crumbs anyway. So they're going to just condition you to say, well, we've got to cut to save everybody. Now, we can't raise taxes on the 1% or anything, or we can't cut military spending, but we're going to cut your Social Security. But be happy we're giving you something. It's just a way to condition you. They use this debt ceiling thing to scare you. Let it crash. Let it crash. Let the rich suffer. When their stocks go down, they're going to suffer. When companies start laying off people, they're going to suffer because their revenue drops. So you may get laid off for a little while, but there's unemployment. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. I lived through 2008. Everything went to shit, but everything was fine. People still lived. People still survived. Let this happen. I want us to default. Don't be scared of it. Don't be. America needs to default. And the thing that's funny about it anyway, they say, we owe $31 trillion. Who do we owe this $31 trillion to? China? I hear people say China. So what? China's going to come over here and start repossessing parts of America? It's made up. It's all a game. It's all a game. They spend whatever they want to spend. If they want to vote for themselves a raise in Congress, they'll do that. They don't give a shit about you. They got gold standard medical care. They got gold standard retirement. Even Lindsey Graham said, Lindsey Graham gets Social Security, but he also gets money from being a senator, and he also gets money from his retirement in the Navy. The rich will always get their money. Let it default. Don't be scared of a default. Let it happen. It'll bring prices down. A default is a good thing for the middle class. House prices will come down. Greed inflation will end. Car prices will come down, because when businesses and banks get hit in their bottom line, get hit in the stomach, they're going to drop prices. Right now, they can keep prices artificially raised because they can use inflation or the pandemic as a way to be greedy. That's all they're doing, is being greedy. But when they get hit in their bottom line, their stock prices start dropping, then they're going to be begging for people to come and buy cars. They're going to be begging for people to come and buy houses. And the prices are going to drop. So let the default happen. Do not be afraid of the default. I hope we default, and I hope we stay defaulted till Christmas time. That would be beautiful. Everything, prices will drop to nothing. The stock market is at 30-something thousand. Let it drop back down under 20. Let the Wall Street bankers get hit in their checkbooks. Let them get laid off. Let them shut down. Let businesses who's been squeezing the American public through COVID, lying about shortages because they're just greedy. They're buying back their stock. Let them suffer. It's a beautiful thing. Karma is a bitch.